Welcome back to Breaking Barriers. I am your host, Brisa Liliana de Angulo Lozada, and today I am joined by an absolutely wonderful and beautiful woman, Obioma Martin. Did I say your name correctly?
You did.
She is an accountability coach, and one thing that resonates with me so much and something that goes along is that in this world, we don't need to just survive, but we need to thrive. It is so wonderful to have you here today and learn more about what you do and get to know you as a person. Would you like to share with our listeners a little bit of what you do? And
Absolutely. Well, again, I'm honored to be here. I'm so inspired by your story and the work that you do. And for me, I became what I needed, right? So the work that I do, very, very similar to the work that you do. When we didn't find an answer, we figured out how to become our answer, how to save ourselves first, how to heal first, how to forgive first, so that we can go out into the world and be impactful because we walked the walk. We went through the journey, right? So it went from me growing up in Philadelphia, born and raised, growing up on the street, being in a dysfunctional family, not really having the support, and me really trying to figure out who am I. And so with the mental and the emotional abuse, being misplaced and in different places and not really having a place to call my own or even home. I remember specifically between the ages of 10 and 16, living with a different person, like every other year, going to a different school. And it was during those times when, where do I belong? Who's claiming me? Who am I claiming? You know, I met my biological father at 14, and my mom got married at 16. When I was 16, excuse me. She got married when I was 16. Wow. I got pregnant at 16. And so that journey, it was not easy. I was a kid having a kid, and the father was just a sperm donor. He didn't want to have any involvement with, you know, our daughter. And also, he lied about his age. So I was 16, he was about 24. You know, had I known better, like that's statutory rape, right?
Right, absolutely.
So for me, at now 47, just understanding that I was so lost, I was so broken, looking for love in all the wrong places, and found myself in places and spaces with men that I should not have been in, all because I didn't know what I didn't know.
So I have several things that I want to say. First of all, my goodness, you're 47. You look so much younger, and you're so absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wow. And yeah, one thing that you talk about is like, we became what we needed at that moment. Like, how wonderful would had it been to find someone to help you navigate and see the light inside of you when you couldn't see it. And it's beautiful that you have transformed everything that was meant to harm you. You have allowed God and you to like use it to transform others.
Yes.
And you know, we cannot decide what happens to us, but we can decide what we do with it.
Yes.
And that's where we have to assume complete ownership and say, okay, this is the cards that I've been giving. I can feel sorry for it and like be like, okay, I give up. I'm a loser. I'm going to lose. Or play the best game we have and enjoy the process of playing that game. And it is so admirable to see that you have, despite how difficult it's been, you fought for yourself, and now you've become the light that you wish you had had in those moments. And there's so many things that you bring up, you know. It is hard to be born as a woman, as a minority, in a very difficult very difficult context where you're predestined to fail since you're born. And when you have to walk along there, it's like, how can you find your light when everything around you is telling you that you're a failure? And so what you start doing is surviving.
Absolutely. And for me, just as you said, I didn't want to be a statistic.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be a statistic. And so my life journey has been rewriting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, rewriting. Yes, I was 16. Yes, I grew up impoverished. Yes, I didn't grow up in a 2-parent home. Yes, there was dysfunction. Yes, there was abuse. Yes, there was neglect. Yes, there was abandonment.
Right.
Yes, but still I rise.
Right. And the fact that you rise gives permission and hope to others to rise. If you can do it, then I can do it too.
Yes, absolutely.
And so what happens is you don't speak from theories. You don't speak from books. You speak from life.
Yes.
And then you write books and then you do other
Yes.
things, but it is from real life. I know how hard it hurts where you don't want to wake up. I was there. I understand. And I thought there was no way through, but I got through. Let me show you. Let me guide you through this, because once you reach the other place, it is unbelievable.
It really is. It really is. I would say I was suicidal probably from the age of 16 to 40.
Wow.
Because those were the times when the abuse, and I mean from teenage, because I got married at 21, and so I thought that I was leaving one space and going into another, a better space, but I really just traded frying pans, you know,
Right.
if you will. But it's because this work, Risa, it's because of this work that not only have I been able to heal, but it allowed my relationship with my mother to heal, because she began to open up and tell me about her childhood, and the abuse that she endured was far greater than anything I could ever imagine.
How beautiful it is that allowing yourself to be vulnerable and authentic allows others to be vulnerable and authentic. And once you get to that point where you can be vulnerable and authentic and amazing, you're free.
Yes.
You're free.
Yes.
No, there's no shame. There's no fear.
no
There's
shame.
nothing, because that doesn't belong to you. And how beautiful that it is our own vulnerability and our own authenticity that is the key to other people to be okay. And how beautiful that your mother was able to say, you know what, I can talk about things that probably she didn't talk to anybody else, but felt safe because you were vulnerable. And that is, I think, your legacy in this world, that anyone who gets in touch with you can be who they really are without shame, without judgment, without anything. It's like, you are beautiful, amazing like you are. Let's find that spark that everybody carries inside, and let's make it shine so bright that we shush everybody else who has told us that we're nobody.
Absolutely.
That is amazing. Looking back in your journey, could you share with us like a personal barrier that you had to break mentally, emotionally, situationally, that got you where you are now?
Absolutely. The first thing that comes to mind is being separated, going through a divorce, and becoming a single parent overnight, because I'm a mother of 5.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes. I'm a mother of 5 from 13 to 33. 4 boys and 1 girl. And in 2016 is when my husband and I separated, and then we divorced in 2018. And when I tell you, it was the hardest thing, because we had been in business together for 16 years. Wow. And everyone thought that we were a power couple. everyone thought that we were just so many things, and the pedestal that people put me on was too much to bear, and was too much to keep up, you know, because at home it was hell. So I was a public success, having private breakdowns, you know, and trying to keep all of the secrets covered, keep the trauma, the mental and emotional anguish and abuse to myself, because I want to protect my children. I want to protect this life. Right. All those things. And so what shifted was having to start over from scratch, like literally living in a 2-bedroom apartment with my 3 boys at the time, because the older children went on and was living their lives, and sleeping on the floor because I didn't have the money to get beds for us. And so even though I was in a 2-bedroom, 1 bedroom was kind of the catch all storage, clothes, all that kind of thing. So I actually slept in the same room with my 3 boys, 2 years on air mattresses, didn't have furniture or anything, because the only thing that mattered to me was peace.
Yeah. That day that you chose yourself.
Yes. And I will never forget it. It was January 1st, 2017. I will never forget it. I had packed up all of my stuff in a black trash bag, and I said, I'm out. And to sleep the first time, even though it was on the floor, not having to worry about, you know, hiding my wallet underneath my pillow, not worrying about if my car is still outside, not worrying about if anything is being taken, was priceless. And it was then when I started to breathe. And it was from that experience that I then developed my Breathe framework, right? And my Breathe framework is all about, number 1, it's an acronym. So the B is for learning how to believe in yourself. I had to believe in myself. Because I had no choice.
Right.
I had no choice. There was nothing else left. So I had to believe in myself. And then I had to release all of the toxicity, the negative people, the places, the things, all the things that told me what I wasn't going to be and who I couldn't be and what I couldn't do. And I had to give silence to it. I had to close the door to it and block it all out so that I could take in and embrace all that was possible, all that was promised, right? What I had been through was not going to determine opportunities for me to move forward and to begin again. So I had to accept my scars, my failures, the choices that I made that didn't serve me, the people that I had chose to be in relationship with, or chose whatever that was, right? Just accept it. And then I had to take action. And that means
scary actions.
It's very scary, but I had to do it afraid. Every day, get up. Because at this time in my life, my 3 children are dependent on me. You know, so I am determined to survive for them. I'm determined to get up and to begin every day like it's a new day. The past is gone. And so every day you get up and you start again, and you still have experiences, because people are going to be people. They're going to be mean and cruel and insensitive and all those things, but you got to release it. You got to release it. So that's the taking action. Yes, they said that. Yes, they did that. But what am I going to do? I'm going to continue to move forward. And so the H is for heal, because I needed to forgive myself. And in order for me to forgive you, I got to forgive me first. Because if I don't be the first partaker, I can't help you. I can't heal you. I can't have a relationship with you because you are a mirror image of me. But I got to get me right first.
Yeah.
So the healing journey started with me. And then I needed to elevate. And what that looked like is, okay, now that you have believed in yourself, and because it's daily, it's not a one and done. Now that you've learned how to release negative people, places, and things that no longer serve you, now that you've learned how to celebrate yourself and go where you're celebrated and not tolerated, now that you've accepted this journey, now that you've accepted all the things that God has allowed that you can't change, now that you've accepted all of those things, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't wait for somebody that nobody's coming to save you.
Yeah.
The cavalry is not coming. You know that. You have to be the cavalry.
Yes.
Yeah. So after I did all of those things, it was like, okay, what's next? I'm ready now. I'm ready to take on the world. I'm ready to just experience all that life has for me, because what I learned is that nothing is impossible.
One thing that really, I think the moment that changes things is the moment that you say, in this equation where I have been giving everything to everybody else, to society, everything, I'm not there. I'm not in this equation. I have disappeared. And the moment you say, I choose me.
Yes.
And I am going to become the best version of myself, not for others' approvals, not because anybody, but because I love myself.
Yes, that's it.
And you find it, and you're living so much, and you can be sleeping on the streets, but the amount of joy and satisfaction and feeling that you feel is like uncomparable.
It really
you could
is.
Be sleeping in like the most expensive house, the queen's house, whatever, and feel so alone and empty. And so it's like, it really doesn't matter what you have. And, it's like who you are, and are you connected to you?
Yes.
Because everything around you is trying to disconnect you from who you are. Pay attention to everybody else. Do everything for everybody else. And what a beautiful example of life that you have of showing, this is the moment I chose myself. And it wasn't easy. And it doesn't mean that once we choose ourselves, things are going to be easy. It's just different. You can still experience negative moments and you can cry, but it's different. On the one hand, before, it's like you cry and you feel like the world is ending. But now you can cry and celebrate that you have that feeling, and that you can feel it, and that it's okay, and embrace that pain and cry, and then know that it's going to pass. And so even in the difficult moments, you can be okay. And that is transformative.
It is. And there's no greater love than the love that you have for yourself.
And that radiates.
Oh my God.
And so everything around you becomes love.
Everything around you become love. And so one of the things that really helped me is like, okay, God so loved the world that he gave his only son, right? And that he loved me so much that there is nothing that I can do or you can do that will separate me from my Father, my Heavenly Father's love. So I'm like, how can I have the love that my Heavenly Father has for me? Yeah. Right?
Right.
Because when I can have that love for me, it changes. It changes everything.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And such a nugget of wisdom. And I'm sure a lot of listeners are feeling in that place stuck. And one thing that I don't think we recorded it, but we were talking before, it doesn't matter if you're a woman who has 6 figures, who lives in the street, who have it all. This is a very common thing. We are living empty inside and we are just surviving. And if someone listening today is having this, this process of feeling like I want more in life, but they're terrified. Like, is there even a possibility? What is something you will tell them?
Believe again. Believe again. I would tell them to breathe and to breathe on a schedule. And what does that mean? It means not being attached, right? It means really being detached from the clutter, from the noise, and really getting to this place of this kind of alignment where nothing else matters but this alignment right here. Because this alignment right here says, you are beautiful, you're amazing, you're unstoppable. I see you, you are loved, you are cared for. That's what this does.
Yeah, so if someone out there is feeling that they are surviving and not thriving, and feeling that you want something more, Obioma is a person that you can reach out, and she is an accountability coach who will be with you every step of the way so that you can become the best version of yourself. If someone wants to reach out to you and be like, I want that.
Yes, absolutely.
What is the best way to reach you?
Obioma.org. That is OBIOMA.org. And of course, I'm on all things social media, Facebook, Dr. Obioma, and Instagram, Obioma, but Obioma.org.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much
for
coming here and for giving us these nuggets of wisdom and hope. And thank you for being who you are, for shining your light and showing the way for others to keep on shining. And I wish you the very best. And I know that we're going to get together and do amazing things.
Yes,
because we will not allow our past to define us.
And we're not going to be silent.
We're not. So again, it's so wonderful seeing you. And I know that we'll be seeing each other really soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here.
All right.